Let's unbox this wine fridge from NewAir.
Everyone deserves to get the most out of their wine. With the right storage, wine's complexities come to life. The NewAir freestanding 12-bottle compressor wine fridge is the best value for your money when it comes to keeping wine chilled. The quiet, powerful compressor with built-in fan and airtight door seal keeps wine at the perfect serving temperature between 41 and 64 degrees, while the double pane glass and exterior thermostat controls help keep in the cold for efficient operation. This fridge is equipped with removable racks that help to provide customized storage for up to 12 standard bottles. The sleek stainless steel design looks great in any room of the house, and it complements your stainless steel home appliances. Yes, NewAir sent Jessica her very own wine fridge. This is model NWC012SS00. There is a link and a coupon code in the video description below. Jessica, you've been looking at wine fridges for a while now. What were some of the things you were really wanting in a wine fridge?
I was definitely wanting something that was more compact and quiet.
Well, this is definitely compact, super sleek, kind of matches the rest of all of our NewAir appliances.
Now let's plug it in and see how quiet it is.
Let's plug it in. Wow, this thing is super quiet.
Now I just need to go to the store and get some wine.
Hold on 1 second.
What's this?
Open it up.
Oh, it's some of my favorite wine.
Yes, I know how much you love Keel and Curly wine, so I reached out to them, and since you are always showing them so much love on social media, they decided to send you a case so you can stock up your new NewAir wine fridge.
So how do we store it?
I'm not quite sure.
Me either.
Let's call Val.
Hey, Val.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Good,
Val,
good.
we've got a question for you. We're actually in the middle of unboxing Jessica's NewAir 12-count wine fridge, and we don't know what to keep it at.
Yeah, Val, why is the temperature important for storing wine?
Jessica, temperature is so important for storing wine for a variety of reasons. The first and the one that I want to really highlight when I speak to anybody about wine is that room temperature, for instance, means something different today than it did 100 years ago. 100 years ago, and wine had been, was being made for hundreds of years by that time. But they didn't have central heating, they didn't have central cooling, so the temperatures in the homes were a lot cooler in those days. Not only that, when it came to wine storage, a lot of the producing countries kept their wines underground where it was significantly cooler. It was always dark, and there was the right amount of humidity in that area to help wines age.
So one thing that I had heard, and I don't know if that's true or not, keeping a wine in a household refrigerator is bad because of the humidity. It can suck the humidity out of the cork. Is that true, or why should we or should we not keep wine in a household refrigerator?
You can keep wine in a household refrigerator for a short period of time, but I don't recommend keeping it for an extended length of time. Quality wines have natural corks, and household refrigerators, they're designed to basically take moisture out of things rather than add moisture to it. Just like with cigars, you need that exchange, that relative humidity, that exchange of oxygen. And with a household refrigerator, you don't get that. It's meant for storing food, not wine. You can keep it in there, like I say, for a day or two, but I don't recommend it for an extended period of time, and that's why I'm very envious that you have a new age wine cooler, because that's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So would you recommend, that people that love wine, love having wine every day, something they invest in a quality wine fridge like a NewAir unit, just so they can get that optimum, temperature range? Because I know ours we'll keep it at between 41 and 64 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 to 17 Celsius. Well, I say in your language, but Val is from Canada. If anybody watching this, that's why I gave in the Celsius. Is that like the perfect range? Will that accommodate pretty much all the wines out there?
That will accommodate almost every wine that's out there. And it depends on the style of the wine. For instance, if you've got a medium or a full-bodied white wine, like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc that sometimes does spend time in oak, and that's where it gets the body from, it should be served lightly chilled at about 12 degrees Celsius. But then you have the counterparts, the light to medium white wines. These would be your Pinot Grigios from Italy, your New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. These can be stored a couple of degrees cooler than their full-body counterparts. You could store them at about 10 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so that's why, which I never understood, like NewAir makes wine fridges with dual like climate zones. I never understood why that was. So yeah, so different wines will be stored at different temperatures. Is that something that people can Google? I have a red wine, or do most manufacturers have like a website or somewhere where you can go to look up that particular wine to find out what the optimum storage is?
Some do, but it's a pretty easy graph, to be honest. So probably Googling would be best. And again, it's personal choice. Experiment, see what you like, and then try to make that relationship between the temperature that you served it at and the temperature that you enjoy it at. I know that in some restaurants, people have complained that white wines are served too cold and red wines are served too warm. There's definitely a happy medium in there. Going back to styles of wines, if you're serving a red that's, a light-bodied red, maybe a Beaujolais or a Valpolicella from Italy, those should be enjoyed at about 12 degrees Celsius, just like your oak Chardonnays or your Sauvignon Blancs. Now, when you're talking about, your basic red wines, those should be stored and served at about 17 to 18 degrees Celsius. Those would be your Pinot Noirs, your Riojas, and Australian Shiraz, the French Chateauneuf de Pape, which is delicious. Any of your Bordeaux wines, those all should be served at 17 to 18 degrees Celsius, just like your sweet wine. A port should be served at 17 to 18, but a Sauterne, which is another sweet wine, should be served quite cold, 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is about the same temperature as your champagnes, your cavas, and your proseccos.
All right, and then one final question before we let you go. I know you're an extremely busy woman. Storing wine outside. So we've been to people's houses, and they'll have like a dozen bottles like on display, and they'll pull them out, put them in their wine fridge, or maybe a day or two, couple days beforehand. Mm-hmm. How should wine be stored? I figure like your house is always fluctuating. Should they be on display? Should they be in like a cabinet locked away from sunlight? Should they be stored in a box in a closet? For people that always like to keep a couple of cases of wine, you may not have a wine fridge that can store it all. How should they be storing their fridge when it's not in the storing the wine when it's not in their fridge?
Yeah, when it's not just about to be served. Wine likes to rest. Quality wine likes to sleep. And so you don't want any vibration, and household refrigerators have a great deal of vibration, whereas your NewAir will have taken care of that vibration issue. The wine doesn't like anything that's shaking it around. So yes, if you've got a box of wine and you're not planning to serve it anytime soon, try to find the darkest place you can. Okay. Hopefully it's got the right humidity so that, that helps a little bit with the cork. You're always laying it flat. You don't have it upright. You're laying it flat because that liquid in the bottle should always be in contact with the cork. And I want to mention that's when you're dealing with a natural cork.
Okay.
There's other stoppers, but that's a whole different.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna come back. Like with all of our reviews, we always like to do a 90-day follow up. So we're gonna come back on our 90-day, and I've heard you mention this on our show in the past about corks. So we're gonna dive into corks. So anybody that is watching this video, you'll have to wait another 90 days. We'll bring Val back for our part 2 of the unboxing, and we'll let her know how things are going, and we're going to dive deep into corks. So Val, once again, thank you so much for a spur of the moment conversation. Jessica and I have to get back and finish our unboxing so we can set our temperature, and then we will see you. We'll see you in 90 days.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Wow, Val is such a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, I'm so glad that we called her.
Definitely. So, all right, this is where we leave you for now. Jessica's going to go ahead and finish stocking this up. We're going to run this for about a week or so and see how it performs. And we're going to come back and give you our final thoughts.
See you soon.
All right, Jessica, it's been 2 weeks. What are your thoughts on the NewAir wine cooler?
Well, I like it because it's super quiet. It's super compact, even though it can fit up to 12 bottles. Well, it fits 12 bottles, no more than that. But one of the other cool things is I have one that I opened and drank part of it and was able to put it back in and store it.
It's nice because you don't have to worry about with it being on its side, the cork's not all the way in. If you were able to put this, it might leak out a little bit. So with the bottom where you can just put it in at an angle, and hopefully you were able to see that.
Yeah.
So you can keep up to 2 open bottles in there. And
right. Yep. So that was cool. And the only thing is like, it's so quiet. I almost forget that it's here. If that's a negative.
Yeah, my favorite feature, because I was actually at the Home Depot this past weekend, and they had some wine coolers, not NewAir, but I went and checked and I opened up the doors, and I didn't realize not all wine coolers did this. So on the ones that I looked at, the doors opened up, and they opened up like 90 degrees, like most doors would. This one opens up past 90 degrees.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I absolutely love that feature. It opens everything up inside to where you can get it out without, if it only 90 degrees, yes, you could get your wine out, but you're kind of reaching in there. So I love the fact that it opens past 90 degrees.
Super cool.
Like we said at the beginning, this is model NWC012SS00. If you remember our video chat with Val Bradshaw, she had recommended some wines be stored at different temperatures. NewAir does make a dual unit. It's this size, just twice as wide, with the ability to control each side. That's model number NWC012SS00. If you want to take a look at that, there will be a link in the video description to this one and a coupon code. That coupon code does work for just about everything on the NewAir website. So if you want to pick up one of these, if you want to pick up one of the dual units, you can do that as well. And while you're there, look at all the other ones. We're a NewAir family. We have the outdoor mister. We have the ice maker. We have 2 humidors. We have the other beverage cooler. So as you can see, we're lifelong NewAir people.
Yeah.
We love it. Great company. And anything else you want to leave our viewers with?
It's just, I love that it's compact, that it's small, it's quiet. I don't need a huge cooler I'm not going to have 20 plus bottles of wine on hand. So this is perfect, especially if I'm going to have people over. It gives me some options to store some wine. So
it does. Cool. And Jessica's mentioned it a couple times. I'm going to mention it one more time. It's quiet.
It's very quiet.
How quiet is it? We're in our bedroom.
Yes.
We sleep 6 feet away from all of these NewAir units.
Which this won't be here much longer. We're almost done with our lounge. All this will be moved, but as far as where it is located right now, because that was one of my biggest things, was if it's going to be loud, I'm going to be miserable. It's not at all. The only thing is I have to throw a shirt over the light because it is bright at night, and I wake up and it beamed me in the eye a couple times.
That's it. So yeah, that's all we got. And like I said, check out NewAir for all of your all the stuff you need in your home.